Whoa. Nice. That was a crowd pleaser. Greetings, YouTube. LMS Tactical here. I hope everybody's doing good. Friday. Not that it's Good Friday. I hope everybody's doing good on Friday. So, first and foremost, I want to extend my condolences, heartfelt, to the families and friends of the victims of this latest terrorist attack in our country. I know but I know that I know the media has not yet developed the testicular fortitude to call it what it is. I won't be surprised if this latest terrorist attack against our Marines is not and Navy is not classified as workplace violence. Somehow we're going to be responsible for it because we were bad to Muslims, and so we brought this on ourselves. Whatever. What I was thinking about, though, when I was driving earlier today, I was actually going to the vet because Charlie had a suspicious growth under his leg, which was literally, it's about this big. It's unbelievable. It's almost like a tennis ball, a little smaller. And, he's had cancer before removed, but thank God this was nothing. But I digress. I'm just real happy. What the hell was I saying? Oh, I was thinking that, as sickening as it is that we let these, let our military folks go downrange, put themselves right in front of bullets and IEDs and all the other horrors of war, and then we bring them back here and we don't trust them with their own weapons. I mean, that's just pathetic. I mean, I understand if it's like a clerk typist in the, Air Force Reserve. Not that there's anything wrong with that position, but, she probably doesn't need to be carrying an M4 around. But, I mean, holy crap, man, when it's a U.S. Marine, I mean, they're all riflemen. Certain MOS types, if you're going to... Look, the militaries and other soft targets have been declared such by our enemy. ISIS wants people that can't afford to go fly out there and fight on the battlefield there to bring it here to us, and they want to start with our military and law enforcement. So it's just, it's stupid that I even have to say this. I mean, this is a dumb conversation. Are we really going to expect our military to man recruiting stations and the like without any protection? Okay. And, people will say, well, that was established under the Bush regime or the Clinton regime. I don't give a shit if it was established under the Jesus regime. It's time to, we gotta migrate our tactics, It's so stupid, I can't even form words to discuss it. It's like a no-brainer. But what I was thinking about was, there's an awful lot of people in this country that have concealed carry permits. And out of those people, there's an awful lot of those people that are veterans. We all live near recruiting stations. What are your thoughts about, coming up with some kind of a program where, unofficially, it doesn't have to be a big official thing. If somebody wants to steal my idea and go out and make t-shirts and shit, that's fine, because the end result is what I'm looking for, which is, what if there was some kind of a program where you could end up with armed citizens protecting those who have protected us overseas. Every time that our country calls on the military, they go out there, and remember, it's an all-volunteer service. How about what better way to pay back our military than to protect them until they get this clusterfuck straightened out and allow them to carry the appropriate weapons when they're in uniform and on work status, duty status. Now, how would that work? I don't know. Go sit in your car for, take shifts. Establish local groups of people that can run shifts, during the hours of operation. You go out there and you sit in your car and you walk around, you remain vigilant, don't look obvious. You don't want to go out there in a, America, fuck yeah, t-shirt, because you'll be the first fucking target. When Haji rolls in with his fucking AK spitting out fucking hatred. So, you want to, just blend in, but be vigilant and make sure that you're a guy or a girl that knows what the fuck you're doing. If you got a concealed carry permit over the internet and you've never done any kind of tactical shooting, you've never had any kind of tactical training, you don't understand the mindset of what it's like to get shot at and to get hit and to keep fighting, then you probably are going to end up doing more harm than good. In other words, you don't want to become another liability. You don't want to be another. You can actually end up fucking up things if you're a guy with a gun or a girl with a gun that's not confident or not capable. You don't have to be a Green Beret. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to understand what it's like to fight mentally. You have to understand what it's like to fight and win. You have to understand, are you going to be going up against an AK-47 with a Glock 23? Probably. Is that insane? Is that not doable? Well, I don't know for a fact, but I believe the cop that killed this asshole did it with a handgun. I mean, I'm just assuming. It's certainly been done before. Who were those two dickheads that jumped out of their car? Same thing. They were, fucking Mohammed somebodies. And they jumped out with the AK-47s. And I think a Department of Parks or Fish and Game dude jumped out with a fucking handgun and took them both out. It's not so but in order to do that, you gotta understand, what your front sight's there for and how to align it and how to do it quickly as a matter of reflex, not thinking about it. You gotta understand what it's like to be facing down, an AK or 3 that's fucking, spitting at you, trying to hurt you, trying to cut you down, trying to chop you up into little pieces. You gotta understand that if your fucking left arm goes flying off the fucking hinges, that you don't lay down and fucking ask for mom, you keep fighting. You can cry and fucking be a victim later, but you gotta win the fight, man. That's what it's all about. So anyways, I'm getting off topic a little bit, but for those that have the ability, and the confidence, so for those who have the ability and the confidence, I don't really see any downside to it. I mean, law enforcement folks, active duty law enforcement, they might come up with a reason not to do it. I can see, a lot of times, look, at being former law enforcement, I know I've seen this where a lot of law enforcement think that, civilians that try to help are just going to gum up the works. And sometimes that's true. But look, we are in a crisis right now, and a crisis that demands quick action, not sitting around debating whether or not the Marines in the freaking recruiting station should be able to carry weapons. So you don't violate laws. Make sure you understand your laws. You're not acting as a security guard. You're just a civilian who happens to be reading a book or pretending to be reading a book in the close proximity of a recruiting station. The Marines and the Army and the military folks that are in there, they don't even need to know who you are or that you're there. You don't even have to be part of a freaking organization that you put together. I'm talking about down the road, maybe that could happen. But, what's to stop you from going down there today and just hanging out, man? What's to stop any of us from doing that? Maybe it's time we take this fucking security situation into our own hands, because we got fucking leadership that calls terrorist acts domestic violence and will be quick as hell to call a white guy a racist fucking KKK member when he fucking shoots a BB gun. But, unless they're absolutely forced to, they'll never call a Muslim anything other than just an innocent fucking high school wrestler who just, was having a bad day. Anyways, tell me what you think. LMS Tactical. Have a great weekend.